Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tell All from Sister Wives Season 19 was undoubtedly unique. Sukanya Krishnan hosted it and spoke with Kody Brown and his original 3 wives one-on-one. For the first time, Kody talked about his thoughts in the episode and criticized others for criticizing him for his love for Robyn, his 4th wife. As of right now, Kody and Robyn are monogamous. Over the course of 14 months, his 3 ex-wives abandoned him one after the other. The patriarch disclosed that he has had enough of people attempting to make him feel bad about his love for his wife. The audience and his ex-wife bitch slapped him for something he didn't do. Kody also went into great detail regarding the type of bond he has with Robyn and why he believes it to be better than anything he has ever encountered in his life. Additionally, he disclosed that he will not permit anyone to undermine his relationship with Robyn. Sister Wives. Kody says if he'll get married again to keep up his polygamy. Robyn asked Kody whether he wanted to get married again in order to carry on his polygamous heritage during their talk. She went on to say that she recognizes that he is accustomed to living a polygamous lifestyle and that maintaining monogamy won't be simple for him. Nevertheless, Kody revealed that he feels as though polygamy has hit him in the face. He isn't prepared to be married again and add more challenges, questions, and complexities. He currently has no plans to be married again or practice polygamy. Sister Wives. Kody Brown says he's fed up with bitch slapping him because he loves Robyn. Kody Brown recently disclosed that he is fed up with people claiming that he did something wrong with his ex-wives. He is not at fault for loving Robyn, but they all make him feel bad about it. He intended to bring all of his wives up to the level of his 4th wife, with whom he enjoyed a spiritual connection. Christine disclosed in 2021 that she was divorcing Kody after realizing she was happier without him. Janelle and Kody eventually split up, and finally, Mary announced that she was calling it quits on her fictitious marriage. The spouses all went their separate ways after the separation. Furthermore, they have no further ties to Kody now that they own a portion of the Coyote Pass property. The patriarch acknowledged his love for Robyn and his desire for harmony in their relationship. However, he's being made to feel guilty for having a romantic interest. He's tired of feeling bad about liking Robyn, and it seems like he's doing 2 things at once. He clarified that there would always be a better person in life that you will love more than the other. Robyn has always been the one for him. His 3 bitterly ended marriages have nothing to do with the intense love he has for her. They are not to be blamed for having emotions. He went on to say that Robyn loved him and was excellent at interacting with him. She respected herself and worked things out with him. His feelings for her changed as a result of the combination of these qualities. In the September 29th episode, Kody talked about how his and Robyn's youngest child, Ariella, who was born in January 2016, clung to his leg as he tried to depart, demonstrating how having their dad move between 4 different houses did have an impact on his 18 children. There's another wife who needs me, another mother. I had to tell her. I have other children who must see me, Kody explained. And she's yelling, "Don't leave me, Daddy, don't leave me," while she drags along on my legs. And I think, golly man, this is difficult. Janelle insisted, unfortunately, that's just a reality of plural marriage. From the very beginning, she continued, her children understood that their father would not be there all the time. I've always thought Robyn and Kody handle her kids' problems poorly. Ari gets really depressed or something, so he couldn't be gone for longer than 3 or 4 days. I think that was a bad parenting move. The other children have done it throughout the family's history, and they're doing just fine. They are mature, well-adjusted individuals. During Kody's divorces, Mykelti, a mother of 3 and one of the few Brown children still close to Robyn and Kody, as well as Christine and Janelle, played the role of peacekeeper. Robyn was close to Mykelti from the time she joined the Brown family, and she was even invited to attend the birth of her twins, Archer and Ace, in November 2022. I was trying to figure out who I was when Robyn first joined the family, and she made me feel special and she made me feel seen, Mykelti said in the episode that aired on September 29th. When I needed someone, Robyn was there for me. When I needed someone to listen to me and show me love, she was there. Additionally, her mother Christine was ecstatic. Christine said in the October 6th episode, "It was everything that I hoped for when Robyn entered the family, and it was clear that she and Michael had a great relationship. When I was so excited about having a plural family, I was hoping that my kids would have a great relationship with other moms." Kody believes that he was taken out of their life by more than just his wives. He gave his perspective on his distance from some of his older children in the October 6th episodes, explaining, "They're purposely leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit. I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers." Furthermore, he added, he believes his ex-spouses share some of the responsibility. "This disparity in relationship with my children is specifically in my mind because of SD talk," he stated. "It's like, well, blame Dad. There's this cyclone of disappointment because the family is splitting apart or something. Dad made a mistake. Although he bears some of the responsibility, he finds the name-calling offensive." Kody disclosed that one of his children replied to a text message saying, "You are a piece of trash," indicating that he was having trouble connecting with Hunter, Maddie, and Gabriel. "In any case, I would never talk to you again. I've had one of my kids just say, 'You're an a-hole,'" he told cameras earlier in a different instance. "I will never speak to you again. You brainwashed me and controlled me." And he's unwilling to deal with that venom. He stated, "I'm not going to reach out forever," adding that he believes his grown children ought to be doing more to make things right. "I'm willing to make the effort, but somebody else is going to have to be on the other end of that and make some effort too." Robyn found it extremely painful to witness Kody's alienation from his grown children. During the October 6th program, she said, "My parents got divorced when I was little. My mom lived alone after he and his first wife moved to a different city. I recall asking what happened to my biological father. Why? He merely offered a series of weak justifications for his lack of support during my formative years, and it was awful." No, she wasn't going to let Kody's wounded sentiments prevent him from trying. During their heated on-camera confrontation in late 2022, she admitted, "I'm having a hard time feeling like losing respect for you a little bit." Kody also admitted that he might be doing more to improve his relationship with his children, but he insisted that he must first heal his heart. He disclosed that he believes some of his children are colluding against me, saying, "I'm so upset about what has transpired that if I speak to my children, I'm afraid they'll accuse me. I'm too impulsive at the moment. I'll only cause more harm." When Janelle and Kody's oldest son Logan married his now-wife Michelle Petty in October 2022, a large portion of the family was present, but they weren't quite feeling the love. In the October 6th episode, Kody vented to Robyn, "You saw Madison take her kids and scuttle them away from me," pointing out that his daughter had not informed him that she was pregnant her third child, Josephine, who was born in February 2023. "She never told me she was pregnant. Since they don't talk much, Maddie doesn't really tell her dad anything. Really, Maddie doesn't have any contact with him," Janelle clarified when asked why her daughter avoided Kody during the wedding. "She takes great care of her kids. Since Evie was born and Evie was 3.5 years old, Kody has not been present." Additionally, she didn't want him to simply walk in and say, "Oh, I'm your grandpa," to which they would respond, "What? Who is this guy? What does Kody think?" In reference to Maddie's life in North Carolina, he stated, "It's unrealistic expectation for grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives all the time, especially if you move your children to an entirely different coast. In Flagstaff, I have a job and a life." One recurring issue is Kody's insistence on some kind of mea culpa, even though it's evident that he and his adult children have quite different perspectives on their continued separation. After the COVID scare was over and we all went back to our normal lives, we still couldn't reconcile as a family because Kody felt like the boys needed to give an apology to him and to Robyn, especially to Robyn, Janelle said of her sons in the October 13th incident. "And after it sort of morphed into this, well, they just need to come and talk to me. And the most precious person in this family who's given her heart and soul has been disrespected or some bull's tea like that," Janelle added, summarizing Kody's problem, which was that he believed his children had not been faithful to him. "And I'm like, Kody, whatever. Yes, anything. Gabriel took a similar stand, recounting a discussion he had with his father. He kept phrasing it like I owed him an apology, he told Janelle on the subject. At some point, I simply said, hey, we're not going to talk anymore unless you're, really ready to have a relationship and fix things. A few days later, he texted me when he returned. He says, hey, I've been looking at what you've been saying. Please pardon me. I forgive you. Forgive me for what? I thought. Kody only sees his youngest child, Savannah, out of the 6 he and Janelle have. It's not frequently, but every couple months he'll call and they'll go out, Janelle explained in the episode that aired on October 13th. The rest of the kids don't really have much of any kind of connection with him. Savannah, who graduated from high school in 2023, feels that her 4 older brothers have assumed the position of a father figure. The girl has even admitted to Janelle that she hopes to have her siblings marry her. I've talked to Savannah about it, and she's like, look, I just have come to realize that this is who he is, said Janelle. He'll be like that dad who comes and we have a great time and then he leaves. Wherever he is, I can meet him. It's all right. But Janelle is less understanding. She bemoaned, I'm just so frustrated with Kody. Look, I've witnessed this occur. Over the years, I've dealt with a number of ladies who are divorced, and the father simply disappears with the children. Gabriel took it very hard because Kody was someone who would take Gabriel with him on business trips, Janelle said early in their father-son conflict. Kody was a totally engaged father until the last few years. I told Dad that if he doesn't change and he can't take accountability, then I just won't ever see him again, Gabriel stated in the October 13th episode, despite his feelings of confusion over what he did to enrage his father. And that's totally fine with me. He's at peace that his dad is not in his life, Janelle said. That's what I wish for all of my children, you know. And I believe they're all arriving. Kody, for his part, seemed to be accepting of the circumstances. In a confessional, he said, I'm really sorry that Gabriel feels that way. I've tried to contact him several times but have been turned down. However, it wasn't because I didn't try. Despite being the final wife to divorce Kody, Mary formally ended their relationship in late 2022 by asking for and getting what their church refers to as a release on the basis of abandonment. On the October 13th episode, she said, I know he doesn't like that word because he doesn't feel like he abandoned me. I believe that he did. She believes that he essentially disregarded her until she decided to go so that he could say, my hands are clean. Furthermore, Kody acknowledged that he had a small plan. He said, I had moved on a long time ago, during a confession. Let's face it though, I was worried about what she would do if I tore off the Band-Aid. It's because Mary has never been faithful to me.
I've been concerned about that.
It's merely a matter of reputation, as being divorced ruins your reputation. Mary claimed that instead, it was hers that was being damaged. It's really just sad that Kody's talking about our marriage the way that he's talking about it, she stated. It feels like the narrative has changed with him, but the things that he's saying about me to other people and the people are believing are not true. Thanks to an exercise suggested by their marital and family therapist in Las Vegas, Christina discovered years before she and Kody parted ways that they weren't a good fit on paper. When given the task of creating a list of the attributes she desired in a spouse, Christine noted that she was looking for a good communicator, someone who would be involved in her and her children's lives, and someone who was attracted to her. She said, and Kody wasn't any of the things on the list. During the show that ended on October 20th. He said, I'm not any of those things for you, when I showed him the list. No, you're not, I responded. She rapidly realized that her now-husband David Woolley was her soulmate, in part because of the missive. She exclaimed, family is his most important thing to him. About the father of 8 who is widowed. He has run his own drywall company. He is known for being straightforward and honest with others, and he is an excellent communicator. Kody Brown has finally broken his silence in what may be one of his most emotional, explosive declarations yet, and fans of Sister Wives are reeling. After years of mounting tension, passive-aggressive confessions, and whispered accusations behind closed doors, the man at the center of the Brown family storm is no longer mincing words. I'm sick of being guilt for loving Robyn, Kody confessed in a fiery new sit-down that's already sending shockwaves through the fandom. And then he said it, the line that feels like a final nail in the emotional coffin of the Brown plural family legacy. I want peace. For anyone who's followed the decades-long saga of sister wives, this moment feels like a turning point, a moment of reckoning. Gone is the polished, diplomatic Kody of earlier seasons who tried and failed to spin his decisions as balanced and fair. Now, what we're seeing is raw, frustrated, and unapologetically emotional. And whether fans love him or loathe him, no one can deny that Kody Brown is done playing the nice guy. The context surrounding his outbursts speaks volumes. For years, Kody has been accused by fans and even some of his own wives, especially Christine and Janelle, of showing blatant favoritism toward Robyn. From the outside, the optics have always been difficult to ignore. While Mary sat in emotional limbo and Christine ultimately walked away after feeling unloved and unheard, Robyn seemed to grow closer and closer to Kody with each passing year. And Kody's reactions only deepened suspicions. He grew colder with the other wives, enforcing stricter COVID rules, emotionally withdrawing, and gradually disappearing from family discussions unless they involved Robyn or her kids. Now, Kody's opening up about how all of that backlash has been eating away at him. They keep making me feel like I'm the villain for wanting something that feels safe, he said. Robyn is my safe place. And if that's a crime, then what are we even doing here? In recent months, whispers about Kody and Robyn's relationship have only grown louder. Some insiders claim that Robyn has become the de facto head of the family, not just in terms of influence over Kody, but also over the trajectory of the show itself. Others believe she has no such agenda, and that Kody simply clings to her because she gives him the validation the others withdrew long ago. But this recent statement from Kody offers a new layer to the puzzle. He doesn't just love Robyn, he feels persecuted for it. Every time I say I'm happy with Robyn, someone rolls their eyes, he explained, visibly agitated. I'm tired of having to apologize for being happy with someone who treats me with kindness. Robyn respects me. She listens. She doesn't treat me like a burden. In that moment, you could hear a pin drop. The emotional weight of Kody's words reveals a man grappling with more than just guilt or favoritism. He's at war with the image the world has painted of him. And whether that image is justified or not, it's clearly taking a toll. I used to try to keep everyone happy. That was my job, right? He asked rhetorically. Keep the peace, be the husband, do the balancing act. But when no one wants to be balanced, when everyone wants you to suffer because you're not picking them, then what's left? I'm done with the guilt trips. In many ways, this confession felt like an untangling of years of emotional tension. It's not just about Robyn. It's about the idea that Kody no longer sees value in sacrificing his own happiness to keep up appearances. Still, the reactions to Kody's statement are as divided as ever. Critics argue that he created the imbalance by pouring so much energy into one relationship and abandoning the others. Of course, Robyn is the only one left, one fan wrote online. He made it unbearable for anyone else to stay. Others sympathize with his desire for peace, saying it's understandable that he would gravitate toward the one person who continues to support him emotionally. But what's undeniable is the emotional carnage left behind. Christine is remarried and thriving, but she's also been vocal about the deep pain and sense of rejection that led her to leave. Janelle, too, has hinted that she felt emotionally orphaned by Kody long before the cameras ever captured it. And Mary? She's carved out a new life, but the wounds of her spiritual separation from Kody and his clear reluctance to rekindle anything are still evident. Now, Kody's plea for peace rings louder than ever, but fans are questioning, what kind of peace is he seeking? Is it solitude? A monogamous life with Robyn, free of outside scrutiny? Or is it simply freedom from the emotional tug-of-war that's played out on national television for over a decade? I've done the work, he insisted. I've tried. I've cried. I've begged. I've listened. And it still wasn't enough. So now I'm choosing me. And for a man who once built his entire identity around plural marriage and the complexities of balancing multiple relationships, that declaration feels like a personal revolution. The irony? Kody, who once stood as the symbol of a family built on the idea of more love, now seems to be choosing less chaos, fewer partners, and ultimately, fewer apologies. Meanwhile, Robyn has remained relatively quiet in the wake of Kody's confession, but sources say she's deeply aware of the backlash they both face. She doesn't want to be the villain, an insider shared. She never asked to be the favorite. She's just been trying to hold on while everything else falls apart. But whether she asked for it or not, Robyn is now firmly entrenched as the emotional epicenter of Kody's world. And for the rest of the Brown family, that reality is no longer just painful, it's final.